Hello and welcome. Day 5. You did it. We did it. This challenge went through and we did it together. I'm so excited and so happy for you. Today, on our last day, we're going to talk about the power of personalizing habits. When I speak about personalizing, what I'm talking about is all those things that we know because we've learned them from books, from other people, from a podcast we've listened to, from a video we've watched, and we start to want to make it our own because we think that habit or way of being could be something that's really good for us. And that's what personalization is all about, because nobody does everything exactly the same. No diet. If someone says, are you doing XYZ diet? Everybody has different recipes. So it's in the personalizing of these habits that it gets really fun and rich and more likely to sustain. So that's what we call, or I call, the sweet spot. So in the sweet spot, what gets experienced is that from a brain perspective, you're in your whole brain. There's a level of engagement that all parts of you get interested at once. And it's like you feel inside like you're lighting up. That's the brain when it's curious. It's like input, input, input. The second aspect is that it feels doable, but it's also a stretch. It's more than what you are currently doing, but not so far that you're setting yourself up to cross or leap through the Grand Canyon and there's no safety net there. That's more stretch than what the brain is really comfortable for. So I'm hoping that this week you were able to set yourself up in a sweet spot. That's why we went through all these exercises so you could really take a look at how to organize and prepare. And the more we do that, the easier it feels to imagine ourselves moving into those places of success. And that's when we hit our target, so when that whole brain stuff isn't going on, be honest with yourself, because that is probably the most important aspect to continuing on with whatever you set yourself up to succeed at this week. So we start to learn to set ourselves up in achieving a goal. Part of the process is learning to discern and be honest with yourself about where you are, your desires, your capabilities, your readiness to change, and how much benefit you believe you'll receive from the change. Those are going to influence your capacity and your plan. So the bigger the lifestyle change, the bigger the learning that is involved. And that's where many, many people start to lose sight of their goal. Food plans, for example, are some of the most complex goals, and yet most of the marketing advertising makes food plans sound just so easy. Just eat this food, just do this, just do that. Well, how we nourish our bodies is so complicated. It's related to our environment, it's related to season, it's related to warmth and cold, it's related to our social engagement, to our physical engagement, the type of work we do. That's why all different cultures all around the world have developed different diets to meet those needs. So that is what I'd like to help you understand. And I hope you got a little taste of this, that the best way, if making a food plan change for you, the best thing to do is to start really small and build on successes, because it's going to take a little bit of time, but why not? What else do you have to do? If your goal is to have things be a certain way, then just every day keep setting yourself up. And when you find that you're going off course, that's okay. Go in and get yourself back on the path. There's always tomorrow for the next day. And that's the value of being honest with yourself. If you haven't set yourself up to succeed today or during this week, and you're finding you've learned a lot that maybe you didn't realize you actually are where you are, that's okay, because next week you can pare down your goal and then try again and see what it's going to take to help you move into confidence that you can make a change. And doing that over and over and over again is what gets us there. So that leads me to our next slide. Is it turning? Okay. And that's, what do you want to say about your efforts at the end of the day? Because remember, we're not judging whether we achieved what we wanted to achieve or not. We're learning, we're growing, and we're being curious, so we can use the data to then come up with something that next time will get us even closer to our experience of success. So how we hold in our own minds and our mindset around our efforts this week is really valuable to continuing on our experience of success. And on this slide, the value of my time and energy. Now, I did a word shower that has all kinds of words on it. And what I'd like you to do, just on a piece of paper, is try on 3 or more words that describe the experience of setting up a new habit. You can use these words, and you can use a few that come to mind that I may not have listed in this list. But the important thing is that we use words that are informational. So informational might be, as I did my 5-day habit movement challenge as well, is I was capable, I was committed, and I was also creating a new pattern. It was a creative endeavor. And I'm even going to put the word analyzing, because I did not end up doing my drill one of the days at the time I had planned, because circumstances had changed. And I did give myself that space. So those words would be very accurate to describe how I move through the process and the value of my time and energy. So I'm going to come to some conclusions about that for myself and come up with a new plan for next time. And again, just in review, a new habit is really a new skill. When we practice and discern, we create more success, and we keep building on it. New learning takes as long as it takes. So the next assignment, which is on the bottom of the video here, is to go and post what your plan is to continue in the group. Are you satisfied with the results? It was a really good learning this week, and you're going to stop here. Are you going to repeat it next week? Are you going to make changes to your plan for next week, or are you going to try applying it to something else entirely? So support yourself by putting out your intentions in our group. And to jump back, didn't mean to do that. Okay, day 3, bridge the gap. So, bridging the gap is really looking at the value of sticking to your goal. Some of us may hit our goal target right on the head. We've done this a lot before with a few tweaks. We just needed to give ourselves time to focus. Some of us will find ourselves reassessing, and we need a mindset that's helpful to do that, to make these adjustments, and how to look at our choice points to start to bridge the gap. Then on day 4, we looked at the power of engaging. And we looked at the step-by-step process to achieve your goals, to go deeper into the value of the prep work and the learning that comes out of it, the discernment that we need, and how we understand that in this process we will discover things that aren't useful along the way. So we're going to let those go and again keep bringing in the ones that are useful. And that's the value of prep work. And day 5 today, we talked about the sweet spot and how personalizing habits is important in the process of self-supporting and also self-acknowledging. And now we're ready to think about continuing on. So I'd like to thank you for joining me on this week's adventure. It's been so much fun, and I look forward to seeing you in our Facebook group together. Please continue to post. I'll be there and look forward to seeing you there as well. Bye-bye.